Hey guys, how's it going? This is Khan and welcome to episode 113 of Good or Garbage, the #1 place where you can find out what stuff is being sold in a division on a weekly basis. And this week, I'm going to let you guys know weapons are not a thing, not really like high level weapons or high gear score weapons, but there are a lot of mods for this week. So I think you guys should check those out. Be sure to look in the heads up description to find out what stuff I don't really cover in the video, but are worth your time or maybe even worth looking at, or might be something for the odd and end build that you may be looking for. This week I decided to take a look at some low gear score weapons that had some decent talents that maybe you could roll off one talent or something, kind of like how I did it before. So go ahead and check the heads up description and check that out and see if there's anything that's worth your time. Good or garbage? Let's go. All right, now let's move on to the attachments for this week. At East 53rd Street, we have the SR7 Suppressor being sold this week with 19% critical hit damage. It also comes with 2% accuracy and 5% range with a nice 47% reduced threat. I would like to see that reduced threat over 50, but beggars can't be choosers. And this is still pretty good. 19% critical hit damage is nice. So if you are running some kind of larger weapon with critical hit damage or critical hit chance on it, then this is for you if you are looking for that kind of build. Remember, this only fits on the larger weapons, so you will not put this on a house or some kind of SMG, but it will fit on things like the Bullfrog, Liberator, Urban, MDR, Hungry Hog, Warlord, your sniper rifles, and even your LMGs like the MG5. So if you are running critical hits on your build, definitely go and check this out. 19% critical hit damage over at East 53rd Street. At the vendor in DZ9, we have a 5.52 Holosight being sold this week with 7.5% critical hit chance, 2.5% stability, and 6% headshot damage. Now, of course, this is not the ultimate god roll, as stability is there instead of critical hit damage, but 6% headshot damage and the whopping 7.5% critical hit chance is still pretty good depending on the type of weapon you're going to use this for. I would not recommend using this on any kind of SMG, but this could help out if you are landing headshots with your AR or your LMG. So if you are looking for something like that and your build is based around headshot damage and a bit of crit, then this could help out with that. So go ahead over to DZ5 and check it out. At the DZ9 vendor, we have a heavy magazine spring being sold this week with 3% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, and 9.7% rate of fire. Now, while I have seen these go over 10% in the rate of fire department, this is not the greatest thing ever. But if you are looking for something to just use on a larger magazine weapon, like maybe a large magazine LMG or a large magazine SMG like the PP19, then you could go with this and just kind of burst things down with that high rate of fire. The only issue you're going to really run into is that, again, we've seen this kind of magazine with over 10% rate of fire, and this would just really kind of be a placeholder until you find something like that. So if you are looking to test things out, maybe just see what has the fastest time to kill, this or something else, then you can go ahead and do that. Take a look and see what you have in your stash. You might have a gem kind of buried somewhere in there, and just try things out, see what works for you. And if you decide to pick it up, it's over in DZ9. Now let's go take a look at this week's gear mods. This week at the Cavern, we have the Prototype Performance Mod 4% Ballistic Shield Damage Mod being sold. Now this thing is great for the defense build. If you are running a classified defense build and you do not have any of these shield damage mods, you definitely will want to check this out. It will give you more damage as long as you have your shield drawn, and 4% is nothing to laugh at. So if you stack a bunch of these, you can get a lot of good damage. And then considering that, you know, a lot of people are running either health on their builds. You won't really have that much in terms of firearms, so that 4% does add up very quickly if you stack it, and it could be, you know, a real game changer for your build. So if you are looking for something like that, definitely go and check it out. It is over at the Cavern 4% ballistic shield damage mod. This week at Dante's Run, we have a prototype firearms mod being sold with 263 firearms. It also comes with 3,171 health, so if you have been looking for firearms mods, not bad, and it also comes with a bit of health. This is not a bad choice to go and pick up. Remember, it's over at Dante's Run, and it will only cost you regular credits, so you can go and pick up a whole bunch if you need them. This week at Autumn's Hope, we have an electronics mod being sold with 200 electronics and 3% damage to elites. This is not bad if you are looking for the electronics part of it, although the damage to elites can go up to 4%. So if you are waiting for a 4%er, you may be waiting a while because these things do come very rarely. So if you have been looking for damage to elites mods, you can definitely go and pick it up this week over at Autumn's Hope. At Madison Stand this week, we have an electronics mod being sold with 266 electronics and 2% all resistance. Now, because of the all resistance, this will definitely not be one of my top picks for this week, but if you are in need of the electronics, this could work out for you as a very nice placeholder until you find something better that is exactly what you need for your build. So if you are looking for some placeholder electronics mods and you don't mind having all resistance, then go ahead and grab this. 266 is very, very good. So if you are looking for this, then go ahead over to Madison Stand, check it out. At East 64th Street, we have a couple of mods to look at. This one being the first, the electronics mod with 266 electronics and 2.5% exotic damage resilience. So if you are looking for a really good electronics mod and you want some exotic damage resilience, you can go ahead and pick this up at East 64th Street. We also have a 6% first aid ally heal performance mod. So if you are for some odd reason running this with a build that is not the reclaimer and you want to do some extra ally heals, then you can go ahead and do that. 6% is nice, but if you are using this with reclaimer, you could use a few other things, like maybe the size for the heal box. That might be a better option. But if you do want to get those ticks even faster, maybe you're doing PvP, you could do it that way, but still I think size is probably universally known as the better option. But you know, some people want to experiment with different things, maybe to see if 6% stacked up could heal a lot faster and how much faster. So you know, maybe you could try it out, see what happens with it, and if you do, go over to East 64th Street and go and pick it up. At the Dark Zone vendor in DZ4, we have a firearms mod being sold with 265 firearms and 3,087 health. Now this is a bit different from the other mod that's being sold, as this one has slightly more firearms but a bit less health. So this one will cost you Dark Zone credits, the other one will cost you regular credits. It's up to you depending on which one you need. 2 points of firearms versus roughly about 100, a little bit less than 100 health. That's kind of up to you. So if you decide to pick this one up over the other one, then you can go ahead over to the vendor at DZ4 and check it out. Now let's take a look at the 280 to 283 gear score items. At Park Avenue, we have a double barrel sawed-off being sold this week with a gear score of 281. Now this thing comes with the trifecta of talents when it comes to damage. We've got deadly, we've got brutal, and we've got unforgiving. Now usually people would like to run, probably they like to run responsive somewhere in here, but you know, either which way, all of this stuff is damage on top of damage on top of more damage with some damage crammed in its ear. If you are looking for something like this, maybe you don't want to use a sidearm or a shotgun sidearm for utility use, then you can use it for this, and this will come in with a lot of damage. So if you are looking for this, head on over to Park Avenue and check it out. Now it's time to wrap things up in the 284 plus gear score section. Over at Park Avenue, we have a First Wave X45 sidearm with a gear score of 285. Pretty nice. Now, the best thing about this is that the talent that it comes with is harmful. Each hit has a 15% chance to apply the bleed status effect to a target. This is really good if you are using it for utility, which is what I generally recommend for sidearms, to have something for a utilitarian use if you're not using it on your primary weapon. So if you do want a nice harmful sidearm, you can go ahead over to Park Avenue and pick this up. The gear score is nice, the talent is nice. If you don't have something like this, go try it out. All right, guys, that is it for this week's Good or Garbage, episode 113. Thank you all so very much for leaving comments. I did want to put this little piece of video in here just to let you know, don't run in there. The game will say that you're out of bounds and kick you out, and then you'll be standing there getting shot up. So don't do that. They're gonna light your ass up. All right, so again, thank you guys for supporting GOG, and thank you to everyone who took the time out to leave comments and likes on last week's video as I asked. All I can say is thank you. It was good to see the names of people who I haven't seen in a while in the comments, and it's good to see new faces and hear the stories that you guys have told me about how GOG has helped your builds, or just giving you a little bit of insight into the game if you're new. So thank you very much for that. It is good to know that that stuff is helpful to you, and I really do appreciate that. Now, with all of that being said, the division is going through a bit of a change. The Division 2, we'll have news about that coming up in E3. And right now, kind of the popular thing is the Dark Zone level 29 kind of PvP Rogue 29 thing that's going on. I got a kind of suggestion from somebody during the live stream yesterday that instead of doing GOG the way that I usually do it, should I cover like really that 29 thing, because that seems to be the popular thing. Are you guys interested in that more than the way that it is now? Leave a comment and let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to come and check out the live streams. It's hype. Later.